Ooh.
Tuesday.
So I do remember how this stuff works.
Do you know why I love Tuesday?
Why do you love Tuesday?
Because it's sometimes Pop Day.
Sometimes
Pop Day.
Hey, we got 2 shows in a month this time.
I know, we
Not
are
counting the little tour of the studio we did last week.
It was a Tuesday. So just so you know, the summer's been a little slow, but here we are on Popped. You are
slow for Popped, but
well,
not
yeah.
for us. That's why, you know, it's
yeah, there's that whole life thing.
Yeah.
You are either watching us live on facebook.com/popshow. You might also be listening to our amazing podcast on Google, iTunes, Stitcher, or Podbean. Follow us on the Instagram at Pop Show, on Twitter at Pop Show.
Did you say iTunes?
I did say iTunes.
Okay, sorry. I'm half awake
In case you missed it.
I did.
iTunes. Also Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play.
I like it.
And we are here any given Tuesday to talk about pop culture, but usually, and I basically mean 24/7, 7 days a week, 365, 12 months a year. We are on facebook.com/popshow, sharing breaking news, getting into really weird side conversations, like what sort of Matt Smith crossover would we want in the
Star
Wars universe?
There you go. Yeah, Matt Smith was announced as being cast in the Star Wars Episode 9. So immediately, I obviously hoped he was just going to be the Doctor. I feel like now that the Infinity Gauntlet has been introduced into the cinematic world, I feel like anything is possible.
I can't handle that knowledge in my head right now.
And, well, you know, it's like Patton Oswalt had that whole
Okay, but like if you...
speech
Oh, the
on
filibuster?
the filibuster on Parks and Rec.
Okay, here's the thing, though. If you put the Infinity Gauntlet in the Star Wars universe, like, how many... I mean, they're gone. Like, half of them are gone.
Well, if Thanos
They were
has the
snapped.
Infinity Gauntlet...
Half of... Well, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, in the Marvel universe. But then he jumps realities and goes to the Star Wars universe. Everyone's still there.
Is that how that works?
I thought he was just snapping his fingers for that universe. He didn't jump, dimensions. It's a worthy debate.
I don't think I can put that in my brain right now. You
enough.
are probably listening to our awesome theme music that is done by Richmond DJ Fingers, F1NG3RS. It is the Maniac Mansion theme, which happens to be my very first and ultimate all-time favorite NES RPG game.
It's a great one.
What's yours?
NES RPG game?
Yeah.
I don't think I have an RPG game that I liked on Nintendo.
They were pretty, Yeah, the RPG games sort of were a slow burn and then a big crash. But,
that was just a hard end right there.
Yeah, that sure did cut off. Let's talk about pop culture. What have you done in pop culture lately? I ask you that like we don't live together and I don't know.
Well, you're asking for the people who don't live with us.
For the benefit of our awesome viewers, podcast listeners, and Facebook Live fans. Yeah. Hi, guys.
What have I been doing this week in pop culture? I've been watching Power Rangers Zeo. The DuckTales season 1.
Yes, that was excellent.
That was the best. I've watched the season finale twice now in one day because it was a whole lot of fun.
So let me jump in here real quick and do a quick teaser for a show we are having in 2 weeks. Speaking of the cartoon Disney afternoon universe, we are having Tad Stones is coming on our show.
Yes.
2 weeks from today. He will be.
What did he do?
He did Chippendale.
Dancers? He's a dancer?
Not Chippendales. Chip and Dale. Rescue Ranger.
Okay, well, see, you got to clarify these things.
There's a very slim chance that we would be talking about Chippendales dancers. Much larger chance that we'd be talking about Chip and Dale. So anyway, mark your calendars. 2 weeks from today at about this time, we'll be connecting with one of the animators of our childhood.
Yeah. It seems to be a thing we do lately. Guy Gilchrist.
We had the Lualds for the X-Men animated series. So it's cool, whatever. Meeting our heroes.
The little present that the Lualds sent us was the cover sheet to the first episode there. It's kind of behind your chair a little bit.
Yeah, back there, leaning on the firehouse. So yes, we're very excited about that. So okay, you finished. Well, I also finished.
Yes. Well, you haven't even watched the whole season. You just happened to watch
DuckTales.
those last 2 episodes.
I know,
think.
but it was so adorable.
It was really good. You guys should seriously watch that show. I know it sounds ridiculous that a 34-year-old guy is telling you to watch DuckTales, but it is a delightful show. The acting is great. The story is a lot of fun. I may have spent a bunch of money on DuckTales toys, and they're sitting right up there. I don't think they were on the tour because I got them after the tour we did 2 weeks ago.
Do you know what I did this week in pop culture?
What did you do this week?
I restarted Sharp Objects.
Oh, okay.
So I had started it and kind of, I don't know.
Season finale was the other night.
Yeah, it was. And the killer was revealed, and I'm not going to spoil it because I've read the book. So you
already kind of know.
I already know. But, you know, it's funny because I have a very strict book first, then screened experience.
It's true.
And,
or audiobook.
Right, or audiobook,
you know,
as I did with Harry Potter.
Not like anyone bought the hardcovers of Harry Potter for you to read, but that's cool. Whatever. Listen to the audiobook.
I did. It was delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I read Pretty Little Things.
Pretty Little Liars.
No, there was another HBO series. I'm drawing a blank with Reese Witherspoon and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Pretty Little Lies. I think. Pretty sure.
Anyway, I read that book first because I was so very much looking forward to the series, and then I watched a couple episodes in the series, and because I knew what happened, I was like, I didn't care about finishing the series because all the burn and buildup that happens with the book, and like both of these books are written by really excellent authors who do a really good job at
Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies.
Sorry.
Who do a great job at you know, building up the
Hi, Mark.
Pretty Little Liars is what Freeform show used to be ABC Family.
Yeah,
I know this because I might have seen every single episode of Secret Life of the American Teenagers at an embarrassingly old age. But
didn't you read the book for Handmaid's Tale?
I
and
did.
Then you watched that show.
Okay, the thing about Handmaid's Tale though is that they from the first episode they burned through like most of the book. So I knew that
How long was the episode? 8 hours?
No, they just blew through it. And so then
All right. So for those, you know, who have to read the book for high school or college, just watch that first episode. Boom, book report done.
No, whose side are you on? No, the point is
Trying to help
that
people out.
So
what up, Mark?
So the author for Sharp Objects also wrote Gone Girl.
Yes.
Which was a movie.
Yes.
And
we saw that movie.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And the way that book unfolded, it there was the big switch and it had you hooked and all that stuff. So the movie, I kind of knew what was going to happen, but it was interesting to see it play out on the screen. In a series, even a limited run series, it just feels like such a slower burn, and I know what the twist is. So I'm kind of like, all right. Although I will say that the acting is really good, and I like Amy Adams. So
is the show close to how you visualized it in your head when you read the book?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was well cast, and I think the town is practically a character in that book/show, and I think they did it really well in the show. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like such a generic thing. But it's been good. I'm going to stick with it, although I did abandon it upon first take.
Neil said there was also great music. Big from Local Heroes. How you doing, man?
Is that true? I'm not sure that I do know a lot about
I mean, you own a shop.
anything, really.
You own a shop with them, so I figured, you know how to sell them.
And I will say a lot of the books in his shop have made it to the big and small screens, so you probably got that on me, Greg.
There are a lot of really weird comic adaptations that are TV shows and movies, and people just don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that Why the Last Man series that's finally going to happen.
I know, right? They've been talking about that forever. I'm excited about that one, too. Although they picked to play York, it's kind of weird. He's got a weird face. I don't know how I feel about him.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank on the name now. I remember seeing the news. I'm trying to.
The kid from Dunkirk. He's been in a couple things lately.
Yeah.
But
see if I can find
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, we can't do it without without this little piece of
Ooh, the intro.
video.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good intro? Comes with Greg. 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 I'm keep going.
Yeah, it's a little rough with the lag. I apologize.
Yeah.
I think the pop computer is
You know, we fly too close to the sun sometimes
Yeah.
with the pop computer.
gets a little let's see, Barry.
It's like string and tape over there in Tintin.
Yeah, well, we're working on our shoestring budget.
Don't blow our cover, Greg. We are a professional operation.
We put as much money into this as we get paid for doing this.
That's great. That's a good plan.
Awesome. Well, Greg, what do we got this week? Is it a big week?
It is. Even, that there's been 5 Wednesdays this month, which always kind of stretches things a little bit thin, but there's some good books tomorrow, things that I'm particularly personally excited for. One of those is the continuation, reimagining of the first 280 issues of X-Men in 6 oversized comics, and it's been spectacular. The 4th installment comes out tomorrow. There'll be 2 left. We get into Wolverine's brown costume tomorrow. I'm really excited about this. This is a great comic.
Yeah, this is going to be like, what, classic 90s right here in this next issue, right? That's what it's looking like.
We're getting there. Yeah, I think it's going to get close to that.
Okay.
Not quite all the way through.
All right. Well, I will be picking that one up because I picked up the other 3 and enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a fun book.
Good.
Another thing tomorrow that looks cool is the Daffy Duck and Joker crossover, which sounds dumb, but these have been really good. Not all of them have been stellar, but some of them have been really terrific. The Batman and
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd was one of the best comics.
Yeah, that one was really
year.
good.
And this one looks good. Also, Lex Luthor and Porky Pig looks really good tomorrow. So these aren't dumb; they're really serious comics, and it's a really neat.
Yeah, I like
to see how they kind of mash up these characters.
Yeah, I like their take on this stuff, and then they, it's still got that. I mean, like you said, they take it seriously, but there's still that hint of like Looney Tune in the background, and it's kind of interesting to take to see on all these characters that we know as being kind of zany. So, I've been enjoying these.
Yeah, they've been fun for sure. And probably the comic I'm most excited for tomorrow, I actually dug in the box tonight and read the first issue, and it was hilarious. Is Rick and Morty meets Dungeons and Dragons. 2 things that are near and dear to my heart. I love both of these properties. It's going to happen in comic form. It's super cool to see the 2 like officially licensed properties meet up. The covers are
4 issues. Okay, that was you beat me to it. So awesome. Well, yeah, I'm going to check this one out too. I love some Rick and Morty. I'm curious to see how they take this whole Dungeons and Dragons angle.
Yeah, it's great. And if you like the show, the comics have been great. The Rick and Morty comics have been really good.
Okay, cool. Well, to check it out. And you actually have a Batman Day coming up next month, do you not?
I do. It's September 15th. It's Batman Day all over the country.
Okay.
We'll have giveaways, selling some Batman stuff, a coloring contest for kids, some Batman masks to give away. I'm going to make cupcakes, which are the shit, if I do say so myself.
You did have really good cupcakes last year, so I would expect no less.
Pretty stellar.
Greg, will we ever find out what happens to his parents?
To whose parents?
Batman's, yes. It's a mystery that needs solving. I feel like I've never heard what happened to his parents.
I think that they probably just got tired of being parents and faked their own deaths, like most parents do when they get tired of their kids. And that's what happened to Batman.
And
they lock themselves in the bathroom and eat Doritos, and cry. Yeah. That's probably where they are.
They die on the inside.
And they were.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, poor Martha.
Awesome, Greg. Well, where can we pick up these fine comics tomorrow and get ready for Batman Day on the 15th next month?
The only place you can buy comics in the country is at local heroes, which happens to be in Norfolk, Virginia. So if you're not close, then I'm sorry for you. But if you are, come by, because we're going to have all the comics that are coming out tomorrow.
Awesome. Where's Local Heroes located?
1905 Colonial Avenue in Norfolk, but in Ghent, it's lovely. It's a lovely little street, and we're right there. And you should come by, say hi, buy a comic.
Yeah, and like we've said before, that whole block is a power block. Video Game Heaven, Kogan's Pizza, Local Heroes. You can't go wrong with that little block again. So you guys should definitely check them out.
Can't.
So awesome, Greg. Well, thanks for calling in. It was a pleasure speaking with you as always, sir. And
The pleasure's mine. Missed you guys.
I missed you too. And we will be off next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Have
Awesome.
a great week.
You too, man. See you tomorrow. Awesome.
I'm just gonna say for all of our audience that, you know, we really do like kids.
Even Lisa agreed. She said she's totally planning that same exit from her life.
Just hiding in the bathroom eating Doritos, or just being like, bye.
Or faking her own death.
Oh,
I don't know
well.
which one she's referring to, but either way.
I mean, listen, we've all had days where faking our own death sounds like a viable option.
Yeah.
You know, stress at work, or your car breaks down, or you owe on your credit card, and it's like, you know, or I could just disappear and take, you know.
It would be the easy way out.
Yeah. Right.
It just felt appropriate.
It did. Yeah. Extra life. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. What were we talking about? Oh, sharp objects. So yeah, that's what I've.
Oh yeah,
And
no, we were talking about
DuckTales.
we were talking about your thing.
Yeah, it always goes back to DuckTales. And
Always.
yeah, I've been playing lots of Stardew Valley. I mean, you don't ever really beat it, but I mean,
Yeah, you're gaming more than me at this point.
everybody in town loves me. Like I'm all maximum hearts, which
in
means
Stardew Valley.
which means I'm dating everybody in Stardew Valley, which is a weird
you're
thing.
A Stardew slut?
No, it's a polyamory. But I'm
So
married.
you're running a Mormon convent
Bring it back. So
in the video game.
No, stop. So I am
Stardew Valley. Start your own Mormon cult.
No. But I am married in the game to Shane, who's like the alcoholic character, and I'm scared to divorce. You can divorce him, but I'm scared to because I think he might I don't know.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, he might be really upset with me. So anyway, meanwhile, I've just to max out all my stars, have been wandering around behind his back, like making out with all the other NPCs who are single.
Neil says STD Valley.
I mean, that's pretty much what's happening. You know, we're just like making out in pools and stuff. We're not, you know.
Monica asked if it's like Fable.
I don't know what Fable is.
Me neither.
It's
I
like
feel like we should know.
It's like another game. I can't name that game. That was not a helpful statement. But
It's the guy in the thing.
Yeah, but it's you know, it's been. I mean, it's good. It was my relaxation game. I harvest my cauliflower or whatever and make my starfruit wine and, you know, go around with my iridium pickaxe and, you know, it's basically Farmville Sims.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get tired of it.
Name for it.
I'll get tired of it soon. I'll probably play it until we get Mario Party, in which case
That won't be till October.
well, it's almost September.
Yeah, and you know what that means? Spider-Man.
I don't care.
I do.
Yeah,
That video
I
game
know, but
footage
it's-
looks amazing.
It's not on the Switch though, is it?
No, it's not on the
All
Switch.
right, well
It's gonna be on
then-
the It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive game. It looks gorgeous. You guys will get me on the September 11th, and then I'm not doing any other shows for the rest of September because I'll be playing that video game. I'm canceling all band gigs. I am not going into work. I'm just gonna be playing that video game. I'm calling it now.
Okay. There's a lot of games coming out this fall for
Yeah,
you.
there's a Red Dead Redemption. I'm
Wait,
blanking
Red
on-
Dead Redemption. Which one is that one? Is that one zombie shooty?
No, that's the. I don't think you saw me play Red Dead Redemption 1. It was the Western. Grand Theft Western.
Back to the Future 3 shooty?
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't really a shooty first-person game, but you know we'll go with it. I feel like Grand Theft Western is way better
Okay.
because
Grand Theft
it's
Western.
made by the same guys. See, even Neil's all excited for it.
Westworld Wars.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like it, Neil.
Westworld hadn't come out at that point, but I like it now.
For
I like
those of
that.
you who are just now catching up on my naming mechanism, I basically never bother to remember the name of Keys video games and give them really absurd titles.
Star Wars Battlefront was Star Shooty.
Star Shooty, yeah.
See, I'm trying to break you with the shooty thing. That
No.
makes sense, though, because that's actually a first-person shooter.
You've been playing Radiation Minecraft.
Fallout 4.
You had a good run with Zombie Shooty. Last of Us.
Oh yeah, Last of Us. Yeah, that was really. But see, that I don't consider like shooty should be first-person shooters.
No, stop. This is my thing. You don't get to decide how ridiculous my naming structures are.
Don't forget the few months I had with Caveman Sims.
You did.
Far Cry Primal.
Caveman Sims, that's right. That was fun. Actually, no, I don't. It wasn't fun. I didn't care. I learned Lego Dimensions because I played that one with you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other. So I mean, what's the Spider-Man? Swingy shooty because I shoot webs.
Well, I know who Spider-Man is. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, you know who Star Wars are though too, but you're like Star shooty.
Yeah, but that's because there's like no like main characters. Because in Battlefront you switch between the main characters and sometimes you're light side, sometimes you're dark side. So it can't be like Darth Vader shooty because.
But then I'm General Soldiers and cross both sides.
Right.
Of the spectrum.
So just I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Don't question the master.
I'm trying to think. Neil's our resident gamer. Even more so than both of us, and he knows some of the games that are coming out. But Red Dead Redemption and Spider-Man are the two that are coming to mind.
Smash.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Ultimate's coming out, where all the Smash Brother characters since the game started will be in this new game, and we're getting a few new ones. Cool. What's the alligator from Donkey Kong? I'm drawing a blank right now. Cool.
K-Rool, right?
K-Rool. There it is. Thank you.
Don't ask me questions. I'm tired. But yeah, King K-Rool.
Oh, yeah. And Vanessa sang the Disney Sword game, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah. Disney Sword game.
I did play that for a little bit.
Kingdom Hearts.
I started playing it, then I got distracted with Fallout 4. So.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this. Pew Pew Webby is perfect.
Oh, Pew Pew Webby.
It's courtesy of Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa and Monica seconds it. All right, we'll have to remember that. Pew Pew Webby.
Well, that's very fitting, actually.
Yeah, for
it's
the
almost too
upcoming
accurate for you.
Spider-Man game.
Look at this. Lisa and Monica already on point with how you
right.
name things.
My girl's coming in clutch. I like it.
So.
Video games. Oh, we saw Sorry to Bother You. Took an unexpected turn.
That got really weird.
So we're not going to spoil it. I will say that I went in.
But expect some third act weirdness.
Yeah, I went in with. It pretty much followed my expectations until about the third act, and then I was like, "What is happening?"
I thought they switched movies on us.
Well,
it was like an episode of Atlanta, like right.
Yeah, no, it was, and it made me think. The actor,
Lakeith Stanfield.
It made me think of an episode of Atlanta, like that one
where he goes to pick up the piano.
When he goes to pick up the piano. If you haven't watched Atlanta, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a brilliant show.
I'd say it's one of our top 5 recommended shows that it's currently airing.
And absolutely, and not only because I geek out because I used to live in Atlanta, but because it's just super well done, and Donald Glover is a genius, and all the actors in that show are just on point. The social commentary is amazing without being overbearing, and it's just awesome. But there was an episode of that show when it was airing, what was it, season 3 that we just saw? 2?
I think it's just 2.
Was airing live. All of a sudden, my Facebook feed was like, that episode of Atlanta, OMG, what just happened? So we caught up later because we were watching it on the app. So it was like a week or two late or something.
I think we were just behind,
or maybe we were just behind. That's also likely. And it was just like, what? An actor, where it's like,
and it had the same kind of social commentary too.
It absolutely did, and it was poignant and worth noting. But it was also like, it would have been easier to stop watching than to finish it. But I'm glad we did because it was so well done, and I think it deserves the accolades it's been getting.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. It's out there, and Tessa Thompson's in it. She was really good in it. All the white voices, those were hilarious.
Gosh, those were hilarious.
It's actually, for those of you guys that are local and watching this, local to Norfolk, Virginia, it is playing at the Narrow this week.
Oh, yeah, and swing by. Next month is coming up in September in a couple of weeks. Narrow Expanded Video is celebrating their birthday with a little shindig.
That's true.
I don't have the information in front of me, but it is in September. Look them up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Narrow Video.
Mm-hmm. We're actually members there.
We do. We love our local guys. Speaking of video rentals, the last Blockbuster standing has a beer named after it.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't even have a creative name. Isn't
It's
it
just called
like
last
Blockbuster's Last Beer?
something
Like that. I feel like they should have come up with a better title. Not that I could come up with one right now on the fly, but I feel like they could have.
Final screening or
Final cut.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a beer guy, so I'm not good with beer puns.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where we need Juan.
Juan would know. When my brain's a little sharper, I'll be able to think of a good video store beer pun. Now,
we posted it on facebook.com/popshow today, which is August 28th. So if you guys come up with a good name, go to the link and put some of the punny beer names that you guys come up with.
Absolutely. We talked about Raleigh SuperCon.
Yes.
So coming up this weekend in my former hometown of Atlanta,
yes.
Is DragonCon. The reason why, be kind, please drink. Oh my gosh, Neil, brilliant.
Neil. Done.
Yes, Neil wins. Also, that is just the bar. Good job. Bar, because it's beer. Get it?
That's
the bar.
What I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
What was I saying? Oh, DragonCon. Right. So we were talking about, there are cons all over the country all year. And
Fairfax Con had just had its first con.
Yes,
over the weekend.
Run by our local guy who does Tidewater Comic Con.
Yes.
And I used to love DragonCon. I've never actually attended, but I didn't never have to because it was just, I worked at CNN Center, which is downtown right near where the action was. It was so much fun. And
Vanessa lives there currently.
Vanessa does live there currently. Hello, my favorite Atlanta people. And, it's just so much fun. They do stormtrooper parades, and it's gotten so huge. And it really is, this amazing East Coast event with a lot of really cool people. Also, I wanted to note that I already mentioned Tad Stones, but I'm so excited to talk to him. But he will be there with some original Chip and Dale's.
Dancers.
Chip and Dale. Now, look what you did. You ruined it for me. Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers.
Yes. And he will be there signing and selling, and you get to meet a childhood hero. If you're us, we can't go. It's this weekend.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely can't
yeah,
go.
we definitely can't go. And we've got so much going on, and we're getting married in a couple weeks anyway.
Yeah.
So
we've already done our
con
budget for the year right now.
We've booked out.
But it'll definitely be one on the list because it's one of the bigger ones for the East Coast. It's one of the bigger ones in general, but it's definitely one of the bigger ones for the East Coast. You have New York Comic Con, DragonCon. I think those two are the biggest East Coast cons.
Vanessa says she volunteers there at DragonCon.
Nice.
I bet that'd be a blast. I'd love to do that. It's just great people watching, and then you see they do screenings, and they do have the usual meet and greets and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a cool thing.
I'm trying to think. We don't have any cons because what was it? The Boston Con a few weeks ago with all the Back to the Future guys.
Yeah.
We talked about doing that, but that would have. We would have had to cancel Hawaii.
That would have murdered our budget. Yeah. It would have been really cool, but it would have murdered the budget.
I'm trying to think if there's any cons that we wanted to do. Awesome Con's usually a yearly thing for us. We'll go up to DC.
Right. Yeah, well, DC's close.
Tidewater Comic Con, obviously our local one.
Right.
And there's actually something coming up in October that we haven't really talked about. We need to get the Midnight Status boys in here, but Pixel Fest, a con of sorts. The boys at Midnight Status put together Pixel Fest, and I think this year it's at the Half Moon Cruise Center, whereas in the past it was at the Slover Library, and it's just gotten too big for the Slover Library, and they needed to move venues, so they're moving to the Half Moon Cruise Center, and I think it's in October. I have to get the exact date, but if you guys look up Pixel Fest on Facebook, you guys can get all the information there, and we'll bring them on board. It's been a little while since we've talked to those guys and hung out with them. I know they're also hosting a trivia.
October 6th.
October 6th, thank you. And I know they're also hosting a trivia at Toast in September as well. I'll be posting that link later at facebook.com/popshow. Wow, I cannot speak tonight.
What's cool about Pixel Fest?
Video games?
Yes, but also it is affordable. General admission is like $10 if you're going on
Yeah.
Saturday. It's cheaper for kids, and they really embrace developers and indie. I mean, the guys who run it are developers themselves.
For sure.
So it's
Swapfire. They're working on
Swapfire, yeah.
They're working on Swapfire too.
Really learn gaming if you want to, and you can do all the casual and fun stuff too. I mean, you can find me at Video Game Heaven brings cabinets and consoles, and I usually just like
I played a Tron arcade the
Right?
last Pixel Fest. When
yeah,
Matt and
I
were there.
just find like Donkey Kong and just park there and kill some time. But like
Turtles
also
in Time.
yeah, but if you're really into gaming and you want to learn how to code, it's a great and nurturing environment.
And a lot of those indie developers are there that are actually like, I got to try out like 6 or 7 indie games. That some of them were really innovative. Some of them were kind of copies of stuff we've seen, but a lot of them were very innovative, and got to try out some interesting ideas.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I am really, October 6th, we'll be here. Yes, we will not be
Sure.
gone. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I know.
Nah, no, we won't be gone yet. All right. So yeah, we'll have to make it out that way. So you guys should too. Check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to some interesting cons. We have been to, we went to Boston, we went to Rhode Island.
We haven't done Boston.
No, we didn't do Boston. I'm thinking of Massachusetts.
We did Rhode Island. We did Michigan. Is what you're thinking of. When we did the Motor City Con.
Motor City Con, that's what
we
I'm
met
thinking.
Judith Hogue.
Yes.
I got her to sign my April Pop, which is behind me.
Yes.
Let's see. Rhode Island was where we first met Henry Winkler. And then Awesome Con, we've met plenty of Doctor Who. I met the Turtles voice actors. Oh, that's what I was going to mention earlier when you're talking about like the book and that, when you read it and visualize it in the TV stuff. Like, it's interesting because when I read comics, because I read books still, but I read a lot of comic books. So when I read Turtles comics, which is obviously my go-to, my standard, I read it in the voices of whatever TV show is currently going.
Do you want me to tell you, I'm going to monologue
Okay.
about why that is so important. Having good voice acting and and casting is so important
It's why I'm into DuckTales.
Right, and it's so important. Yeah, the DuckTales is an amazing example. Like, there are, when they first came out with that promo video of
The DuckTales theme.
yeah, where with the different voice actors.
Mm-hmm. And they were all singing.
Right, and I'm thinking, oh, look at all these are cute contemporary, actors, and like the one chick who was in
Kate McCucci.
Yeah, who was in Garfunkel and Oates,
Yeah.
and I thought, but then she is adorable as Webby. I love her. And what's his name who does Launchpad?
Oh, Beck Bennett? No. Is that right?
No, I think that is right.
Is that right?
He has just stolen the show.
Yeah.
And I just admire and respect him so much. But I will say my favorite book and movie are linked, and neither can pass the other one because of the amazing casting for Princess Bride. Because now that I think about it,
Makes sense.
when I read the book, I always imagine those people, and it's the same way with DuckTales, and they're amazing voice acting.
Okay. Yeah. No. And that's the thing is they put that video out, and it was, and we kind of heard they were going to do it, but didn't know much about it. And then we got that video on David Tennant was revealed to be Scrooge McDuck. I mean, you can't get more Scottish than David Tennant, short of Peter Capaldi, and it was delightful. And he is the right person to be cast for that character. And I think they've kind of, granted, Scrooge McDuck has always been an adventurer, but I think they've written some 10th Doctor in there just because it's David Tennant.
Well, they get kind of meta with it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of amazing talent, we are joined by our good pal Henry.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. How you doing, Henry?
Good. I guess there's a bit of a delay, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, you are joining us from this city hosting DragonCon this weekend. So, are you going? Tell us all about it. I know that you're a super fan and you've been in previous years. So, what can we expect?
Yeah, I've been there. Been going off and on for this whole century, basically, since 2000. So it'll be almost 20 times, just about. So I'm pretty familiar with it. And for those unfamiliar with it, unlike me, the DragonCon is very different from a Comic-Con or any other small convention or large convention that you've been to. It's probably the biggest one on the Southeast, second biggest on the East Coast after New York Comic-Con. And the main difference that it has is that all of the convention is in 5 different hotels. It's massive, but it's not in a convention center. So the convention goes on 24/7 for, let's be honest, like 5 days, because people show up early on Thursday of this. So it'll start officially on Friday morning and go through Labor Day. But it goes on for a long time, and people aren't necessarily always there for panels. I mean, there's panels, there's celebrity guests, there's all the usual things, but a lot of people are just there to show off their cosplay and party with their friends. It's a lot more of a social convention than a lot of these other conventions, and it's been called Nerd Mardi Gras for a good reason. So that's kind of the tiny description of DragonCon.
I don't think I've heard that name of it before.
Nerd Mardi Gras. Hey,
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't been yet. So tell us your top 3, like, big things. I know that's going to, like, kill you to narrow it down, but what do you think? Top 3 things that you can't miss at DragonCon.
Well, yeah, if you've never been there, it's a parade every Saturday morning of DragonCon. It gets really crowded. It's outside, and it's Atlanta, so it can get really hot too. So you need to prepare for all that, get there early and stuff. But it's definitely worth seeing if you've never seen it. It's a parade of cosplayers. They have it all divided up by fandom: Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek. It's all there. Game of Thrones. So anyone who's there can be a participant in the parade. Who's there in their costume, they can go along with. You've never lived until you've seen like 200 Doctors Who running around at the same place. So it's pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun. That's probably the most family-friendly part of it, and also it's free to see the parade, so you don't have to get a membership or anything. So that's like the main event that most people who've lived in Atlanta have probably seen at one point or another, the parade at least. But if you're going, for a day or for the whole time, the second best thing to see are the cosplay photo shoots. I'm a big fan of the Marvel and DC photo shoots that take place on Saturday and Sunday, because you just see a sea of Deadpools and Spider-Man and Captain Americas
Harley
and
Quinns.
Batman and Jokers, and it's crazy how many different variations on these characters from different universes there are. You'll see it together. It's kind of like a once in a lifetime, even above Comic-Con or any of these other conventions, seeing this many cosplayers together.
That's awesome.
And there's a third one.
Yes, third one.
Sorry, the third one would be I would say it's not like super unique to DragonCon, but there's some great panels, and there's also just the fact that you run into a lot of these people who you may be a huge fan of. You might run into them in like an elevator or something. It's a little easier to kind of just have a random happenstance meeting with someone from Doctor Who or from Star Trek or Game of Thrones that it's a little easier to run into this. So that's not something you can really plan for, but it's something that would happen more often, I think.
Or Tad Stones. I feel like I talk about him a lot, but I'm really excited.
Just this episode.
He's going to be on the show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a good get. Who are some of the big? I mean, but aside from Tad Stones, who's obviously the biggest star at DragonCon this year, what other big names are going to be at DragonCon?
The one that is the biggest name for me personally is Peter Capaldi. Matt Smith was there last year. They hadn't had any of the recent Doctors until last year, and now they've just started getting a lot of more recent Doctor Who celebrities. Pearl, who was his companion last year, she's going to be there, as well as Pearl Mackie, as well as Karen Yellen, who's been there many times now, and Catherine Tate, and John Barrowman, who's been there like years and years on end. He's been there like 10 years in a row. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, it's a really big convention this year for you. Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, is going to be there. And Nick Frost is going to be there if you're a fan of Edgar Wright movies and a lot of the British science fiction. He's going to be there. So there's some really cool like people who've never been there before, and some people who've been there many times. Palm Clementia from Guardians of the Galaxy is going to join Karen Gillan there as well. So there's a few Marvel Cinematic Universe people. Benedict Wong from Doctor Strange. So yeah, it's going to be a really they've really the star quotient has gone up more and more every year. I think there's Brendan Routh and Victor Garber from Legends of Tomorrow. There's quite a few DC TV people as well. So there's something for everyone. Gina Torres is going to be there as well, who people would know from Matrix or Hannibal or especially Firefly, and they have had every cast member of Firefly. She is the last one they never had, so they've now had everyone there.
Oh, nice.
All right, clear bingo card.
Yeah, seriously.
That's awesome. So, very cool. Well,
and one person who's been here a couple times who's really cool is Carol Spinney, who plays Big Bird in Oscar the Grouch. So that's your childhood right there.
Yeah, we met him at RaleighCon a few weeks ago. He was the best.
He is so nice and was there with his wife, and they were just awesome. And we just hung out as long as we could without, having to pay extra money.
Basically.
But they were really awesome. And if you haven't, our listeners, if you have not met Carol Spinney, I don't know if Steve Whitmere is going to be there too, but he was at Raleigh. But they were so nice and so genuine, and they have this amazing insight into that Muppet world that we all know and love. So definitely stop by and see them, as well as Tad Stones.
Yeah. Yes,
I cannot emphasize that enough.
Really, I didn't hear that. I hadn't heard.
Brian Henson is also going to be there of the Happy Time Murders, but obviously a lot of other Muppet stuff. But he's obviously been in the entertainment news recently for directing that movie. So that'll be interesting to see if he has much to say about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that panel.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, well, let us.
I think he'll talk a little more about that, but yes.
Let us shift gears, and what else is coming up? Speaking of, well, no, we actually weren't speaking of awards. Let's talk about awards. What's coming up here soon?
Professional segue.
What's yeah, I think it's a couple weeks from Sunday, I believe, are the Emmy Awards. It seems like the Emmy Awards have been really making a effort to expand their horizons a little bit in television. There's a lot more streaming nominations, Netflix and Hulu. There's a lot of it used to be that the Emmy Awards were just kind of stayed, and to some extent they still are, but they nominated Frasier like 11 years in a row. It was like there was a lot of the same stuff being nominated, and they kind of expanded it a little bit in recent years.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Well, the streaming stuff definitely, has been groundbreaking and awesome. I feel like we never lack for great things to watch.
Don't they have their own award show though? Doesn't like YouTube or something? I'm thinking different streaming.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think that's just for like YouTubers.
Yeah, I'm thinking YouTubers.
The streamings are for like YouTubers, not for.
Yeah, sorry, crossing genres here. So
that's okay.
It's too much content.
But yeah, there's some interesting nominees. I can run through a couple of the big ones if you like.
Let's hit some of these big ones here.
Yeah. Well, the two big awards, of course, Outstanding Drama Series, and you've got in its final season. I wish it would get an Emmy. I don't think it ever will, but this is its final Emmy nomination for The Americans, which just ended last spring. You've got The Crown, which has a lot of big fans. You've got The Handmaid's Tale, which obviously has a lot of fans. Handmaid's Tale won last year. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, This Is Us, and Westworld. So you've got like all of those shows are hit shows. All of those shows have a very passionate fan bases. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm going to guess Handmaid's Tale another year in a row, but we'll see.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I don't know. They pissed a lot of
and then
people
we've
off with
got
that finale.
Comedy Series.
Sorry, Henry. I said they pissed a lot of people off with that finale.
And then we've got, we've got. That's okay. That's all right.
Where?
Yeah, we got some internet.
But yeah, we've got Outstanding Comedy. You got Outstanding Comedy Series. I know we're still a delay. Um, Outstanding Comedy Series, though, I believe it was last year. It was Atlanta, which was nominated again. Again, that's they've been nominating shows that are kind of not mainstream shows, but they still have a very big, critics love these shows. So Atlanta is nominated. Barry, which is brand new from HBO, that's nominated with Bill Hader. Blackish has been nominated a few times. It's nominated again. Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is back, thank God, is back and is nominated. I would actually just love to see that one win. Glow, which is a terrific show on Netflix, is nominated. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon, also another streaming nominee. Silicon Valley from HBO has been nominated several times, and Netflix's Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is nominated. So again, these are some very heavy hitters. Veep was not nominated, and Veep won many times, so that was an interesting snub as well.
Maybe they figured they had their day, and they were trying to give some other people credit, some more attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot competition. So who do you
again,
think...
I feel like I'm just like... Yeah, I feel like I'm talking about last year's nominations again, but I feel like Atlanta might win again, but Glow, there's a lot of heat around Glow, so that could win. I'd love to see that one win, but we'll see.
Awesome. Well, Henry, we thank you for your commentary, and I feel like we might see some of your breakdown or maybe an analysis of the winners on popshow.com. Eh?
Yeah. I'm gonna put down some more extended thoughts on it on popshow.com. The hosts will be Michael Che and Colin Jost from SNL, and sort of taking the whole SNL takeover of the Emmys. There's multiple SNL people nominated for Emmys this year, so it'll be interesting to see how they do as hosts. But I will be putting my fuller thoughts on the blog very soon.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Henry. Appreciate you calling in, man, and we will be talking to you soon.
Yes, I'll be back with a DragonCon report and some more on Fall TV soon. Thank you. I'm at Hanks TV on Twitter, Hanks TV.
Hanks TV.
So make sure to check out all of his TV stuff that he's writing and talking about, guys. So thanks, Henry. Have a good one, man. There we go. All right.
Oh, man, love Henry, but that connection was painful.
It was a little painful, a little awkward.
Did you forget to sacrifice the goat to the internet gods? Are we already suffering from lack of net neutrality?
I think the computer is functioning about as well as we are today.
Oh, that's fair. We are a little slower.
Yeah, but
it's possibly that we had no delay and my brain is just processing things like that.
No, we definitely had a delay tonight. I think, the Pops computer was putting in some work tonight, so it happens. As I said, we're working with what we got, and I think it's a combination of Henry's connection and ours. Well, our internet has been weird anyways lately, just personally, as far as us streaming stuff and all that whatnot. So, but I was thinking about it. Let's wrap up the show tonight by talking about, since we're talking Emmys, top 5 shows that are currently airing.
Okay.
That we recommend to people.
Oh man, we're gonna fight.
I mean, it might be. I was gonna try to do like a popped top 5, but I think
a popped 5.
A popped 5, if you will. Yes,
I'm clever.
That's what we do.
Okay, well, all right. Let's think about it.
But it might be a Keith top 5 and a Sarah top 5.
It might be because I feel like there will be a few that we fight over. So okay, some obvious ones that are swinging in, right? We love The Good Place. Mm-hmm. We love Trial and Error.
Yep.
Which we also just wrapped up. We love DuckTales.
Yeah,
that's 3.
I know.
Barry,
number 4. All right, we might actually have a popped 5.
Yeah, but I feel like once we start naming the rest of them, Glow would be on my list.
Yeah, I
and
can
Handmaid's Tale would be on my list, and you haven't even watched Handmaid's Tale.
No, but I mean, adding Glow and Barry, that's 5 right there. Yeah, so Good Place, Trial and Error, both on NBC.
Yeah,
DuckTales on Disney. Barry on HBO, and HBO's got a lot of good stuff because you could also add Last Week Tonight. It's not necessarily a TV show, but it is, an aired show. And then what was the last one? Glow, a streaming. I think that's a good representation of TV shows out there. Actually,
comedies.
Is it?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Is Glow a comedy?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's a dramedy.
Yeah. Okay. 5, and Barry is a dark comedy, but still,
very dark comedy. And we didn't even touch Atlanta.
Atlanta. But now, has that aired in this year? And Westworld?
Westworld, yeah.
Holy cow. See, you can't pull this thread, babe. We'll never end.
Yeah. I don't.
No, I know. We're
Yeah.
stuck. Okay, here's your assignment, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us your popped 5. Tell us the 5 shows that you are loving. They can be streaming, they can be live, they can be on Hulu or Netflix. They could be on YouTube. I mean, I'm not going to pay for YouTube Red despite their emphatic suggestions.
The Karate Kid Returns thing has been. I watched the first 2 episodes. That was really good. Again, I'm not going to buy the rest of the stuff, but I've been hearing a lot of people. Oh, Cobra Kai. That's what it called.
Cobra Kai. Yeah.
People love Cobra Kai. So there's just too many streaming services. I can't keep up anymore.
They're basically re-cabling us is what they're doing. However, now we can go a la carte.
Yeah, that's basically
which is all we ever really wanted.
Yeah. So, okay. So finish your statement about homework assignment for people.
Right. So your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it, is either make your own popped 5 list or tell us what we should have on ours. You can tweet us at Pop Show. You can post on our page on this very video, facebook.com/popshow. If you see I am at Sarah Janet Hill on Twitter, you can tell me directly. You could tell that guy at
VA Pianist. I guess I'll tell him where I am on internet.
Oh, you're not secret anymore.
No, I suppose not. At VA Pianist. And we've also got an Instagram page. I've been a little slack on it. But at Pop Show on Instagram as well. So we're all over the place.
That's right. So if we are watching something or not watching something, or you agree or disagree, or you think we are missing out on something that is incredibly critical that we need to watch as amateur pop culture scholars, who occasionally do discuss pop culture with real scholars.
We do.
Then let us know. That is your homework assignment, so we can make an educated popped Emmys.
For sure. And we'll go through. Maybe I'll look through the Emmys list and make my predictions based on a lot of these shows I haven't seen because there's just too much content and not enough freaking time.
I was supposed to do that and didn't.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a lot of things, but summer, slowing down, busy.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
Words.
So we are off next week because apparently we only do this when we feel like it. But
it's kind of the whole point.
We will be back in 2 weeks with who?
Darkwing Duck. Chippendale Dancers.
No, well, yeah, Darkwing Duck. Yeah, same guy.
No, Jimmy Cummings is Darkwing Duck, but
well, he's the voice.
Who's also, to be fair, Darkwing Duck makes a cameo in DuckTales, and they've referenced. Well, they've flat out had characters from Tailspin in there. Don Carnage. They've referenced Cape Suzette. And then they've also had Gummy Bear references. So Disney's basically creating a Disney Afternoon universe in this DuckTales cartoon, and I love them for it.
Well, the original Disney Afternoon came from Tad Stones.
It did.
Who did create Darkwing Duck and Rescue Rangers.
Yep, and we will be back in 2 weeks to talk to him.
And he will be at DragonCon if you were there.
That's what I should do.
Take a picture with him, share it with us so we can be jealous.
Yes. And if you guys take pictures in general at DragonCon.
Yeah, we want to see him. Be our eyes on the ground.
So
we are signing off, but you can see us not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. Facebook.com/popshow, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday.
Yes.
The 11th is our next show. You can find us at Twitter all day, every day. Well, on Twitter at Pop Show. But you can see a lot of content that we share, discuss, debate. Facebook.com/Pop Show. That's where the action is.
It really is. We get to talk to a lot of people.
I mean, and we really get into some random stuff, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And if you ever want to talk nerdy stuff, you know where to go.
Yep. So until next time, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Later.